Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Dwarf Fortress. This is going to be a new playthrough. For those of you who are wondering, I know I've gotten a couple comments asking, when's my next Dwarf Fortress playthrough? And really, the only reason I didn't play more Dwarf Fortress is I was waiting for updates to go through, and I was also modding the game a little bit. So I was sort of experimenting, and I didn't want to do a playthrough when... I didn't really want to do a playthrough when I hadn't fully explored everything. The other thing is, for those of you who've been sort of wondering, because I know that there's no real background music, so I'm going to experiment with some background music and see, sort of see if what works and what doesn't. That's sort of, I wouldn't call that a plan, but that's sort of what I'm looking for, is to figure out figure out what works, what doesn't, and go from there. I'd like to find a place with both clay and sand. That's possible. Sand desert. Temperate. Of course it is. I'm also going to do a small one, but I do have an actual idea for this playthrough that I'd like to do. I have ideas for what I'd like to accomplish, I should say, with this playthrough. Because we're going to be starting really early. We're going to be starting in the year 2, so all the monsters will still be alive. All of the civilizations will still be alive. Everything will go from there. I'm really tempted just to... So I would like... Yeah, this will work. I don't really want to do a marsh, though. It's not really what I want. I mean, I will if I have to, but... Alright, Savannah's probably not that bad. Sand, clay, deep soil, shallow metals. This is probably not a bad place to start one up. So hopefully the music's okay. If people don't like it, I'll change it. I just downloaded the Civ 4, or not Civ 4, EU4 soundtrack, so figure that'd be just random ambient background music. So let's embark here. I believe we're gonna use profile 2. Oh crap, we gotta add a whole bunch of things. Let's see. Really dramatic music. No dimple cup spawn. Interesting. No tower, so we need logs. I'm gonna hopefully make this go quick. Because I hate this part, honestly. We can only use one kind of log. Alright. Alright. I don't even remember how many logs I brought last time. I think it was 50? 50 is a lot of logs, but... Alright, cat... Alright, so now we need to get... bodywear. I guess we're all wearing togas. We're going to be Greek dwarves. Okay, music, you don't have to be that dramatic. Barrels, buckets, and splints and crutches. Apparently we can only use saguaro rib stuff. I think I bring 5 usually. That's new. Wonder why. Never had that happen before where it's been like... You can only bring certain things. I don't remember how many buckets I brought. I can always make more, but... I don't know, 30 is probably good. Definitely want to bring barrels. I think I brought 50 barrels last time, which is a lot of barrels, mine, but... Yeah, obviously not going to care very much about helmet snakes. I also edited it so we have a lot more animals to bring. Let's not bring coyotes. Forgot about the coyotes. Last time I wanted to experiment to see what animals you could bring, and, okay, let's not bring trolls either. Trolls are weird, because trolls only cost 1, but they also count as citizens, but not citizens. They eat your food, and they, they eat food, and they can be trained to do just about everything, and they're basically free workers, slave workers, but, Yeah, no, I just don't want to bring them this time because I felt like when I was experimenting with them, it was sort of cheating. I do sort of want to bring leopards. You could train leopards to be war leopards. Maybe we should bring jaguars instead. Bring a couple jaguars. Yeah, because the dwarves really need jaguars, clearly. Alright, so anything else we need? Yeah, we just didn't have helmet snakes. Is there anything else we want to bring? This could bring more jaguars. Bring more jaguars, why not? Enough anvils, got picks. Do we have... Okay, we got battle axes, we got ale, we got seeds, actually. No, I didn't want to bring sweet pod seeds, definitely not. We could bring garden plants, so we could plant those above ground. This will bring like a bunch of these, because the worst case scenario we'll brew it and turn it into more alcohol. So that'll probably be good. Yeah, I think we're good. So let's name the fort. Tombgallows. There's a name. All right. What a great name. The glacial gear. That works too. I don't really care about our symbol this time, so let's just embark. Okay, music, you're way too dramatic. Music, stop being so dramatic. There's nothing going on that requires this much drama. Alright, so this looks like a pretty decent start. How do we want to do? How do we want to... I assume we're going to start the way I normally do, but actually if we're going to do that, I need to cut down some trees. As much as I hate doing that, this will smooth these out too, although that's like the last thing we need to be worried about. Alright, so let's enable auto labor. I believe it's auto labor mine 110 200? Yeah. Basically I want to set it so there's nobody fishing or hunting. That's the idea. Auto labor. Okay, and then... What was the other one? Oh yeah. Okay, and last but not least... Turn Fast Dwarf on so we're not waiting around forever. Because I don't want 400 episodes of us sitting around doing fuck all. Alright, so let's have a refuse stockpile first. Probably stick it like here. It's a pretty good size refuse stockpile. Guess we'll put the corpses over here. We don't need a big one for the corpses. Do I want to put the stairs here? Where's my thing? Okay. Do I put the stairs above or below? Depends on where our entrance is going to be. I think it's best to put the entry... Put it here, I guess? Probably best to put it here. Worst comes to worst, I'll move the stockpiles around. Alright, put that there. Up, down, stair. Let's dig down to like 10. And get to work. Okay, so we do actually have a lot of digging left to do. Alright. What is this? Granite, I guess? No, conglomerate. So we'll dig in the clay. It's probably deep enough that we don't have to worry about it. And for those of you who know how I do stockpiles, it's going to be a lot of stockpiles. Also exploring. And probably trying to feed ourselves in the process, because I like digging down into the next cave area, so that we can kind of make all these plant-based. Those of you who don't know what I mean, it means that when we dig down into the clay or into the cave area, we'll start finding plants, and those plants will start growing up here in our stockpile areas, so that if we need extra food, we will have it available. And those of you who know me know that I am, how do I put this? I'm usually overly paranoid about how much food we have. I like stockpiling. I like stockpiling a lot of things. Nothing pleases me more than having an overabundance of everything possible, even if it kills the FPS. Nothing is better in my mind than making sure that you're not starving to death, or you'll ever run out of anything. Some people would call that an abundance of caution, which is accurate. It is an abundance of caution. I prefer to think of it as preparing in case of the worst. Unfortunately, that also means that for like the first 2 years, we almost never have enough. Never have any like trade goods or anything, because I'm too busy making sure we all don't die of starvation, and telling my miners to do giant fucking crafting projects. I will say that I do have a plan for this one. I don't know if I said that. I believe I told it, but I didn't say what the plan was. So the year is 2 in this world. Year 2, obviously, is the start of the world, the first year you can do it. And our plan for this fort is quite simple. It's to build up sort of a small fort, build up a military force, and then send them into hell, essentially. The goal would be to breach hell, and sort of through setting multiple like bridges and other things to ensure that we don't die. Basically set it up so that we train a military force, and if they all die, make sure they all have children who can avenge them. So we want to put people in the military who don't have children, or no, not that. People in the military who do have children, and who can be trained to then, fight the demons of hell, essentially. And if they all die, make sure it's sealed off so that we can train a bunch of other groups, and then have them go in there after them. And at some point establish a base in hell, if we can ever do that. Chances we're going to be able to do that are slim, obviously. Chances for that are very unlikely, but that's why it's a goal. And alright, just stick all the wood up here, I guess. So the animal stuff. Probably won't have a huge amount of animal stuff starting off. Let's put the cloth over here. Let's put the leather. Alright, put the sheets over here, I guess. Actually, probably shouldn't build such a large stockpile for the sheets, but put the weapons here, put the armor here. Let's put the finished goods here for no reason. We need like 8 furniture stockpiles. I never have enough furniture stockpiles. Despite the fact I try hard to make sure I do. Did I create an ammo stockpile? Armor, leather, no I didn't. Okay. So I guess we'll put the, even though it's really pointless to put the ammo stockpile here, this is actually a really what's the word? Not applicable, efficient? Ideal? One of those words. Alright, bar block stockpiles here. We need stone stockpiles, which I should probably be putting closer to the, to where they're supposed to be going. But I'm stupid, and refusing apparently to be rational. Alright, lower that. Then we need to dig out the rest of this area. Despite the fact we now have people who need to be hauling stuff, but oh well. Once we dig it out, we'll never have to dig anything out we'll never need to dig anything else out again, at least not for this level, hopefully. And then after this, when they start hauling things, we'll use this area to build all of our, what's the word? Workshops, that's the word I'm thinking of. You know, the simple words that I apparently cannot think of while I'm doing 2 tasks at once. Alright. This is obviously more than enough room for all of our workshops. We'll also probably put a grazing area down here once we dig it all out. And that way we can graze our animals inside, even though I don't think I brought any grazing animals. But hey, better than leaving all the jaguars outside to murder everything else, I guess. Should I dig out the other end right now? I don't think so. I feel digging at the other end's probably not a good idea. Probably not. I mean, I could, but it just seems like a lot of extra work, although having them do that's probably the best idea. Like, on one hand, it makes practical sense to have them dig it all out now, so that when we breach the cavern layer, there's the most amount of room for crops to grow. On the other hand, it's just a lot of extra mining they have to do. Of course, they're just going to run around to do all their stuff. Yes, continued mining, dwarves. Maybe I will have to dig it out, I don't know. We're gonna have... I suppose it's fitting that we're going to have a bunch of dwarves that all are going to be master miners by the time we're done. You know what, fuck it, I'll dig it all out now. And that way I don't have to do it next time. So much digging. Actually, I don't think that's on right. I think I dug that out correctly. No, I did. It just looks off. It just looked off, but it wasn't. Okay. And then next order of business will be to dig through to the cavern layer. Which obviously doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because we haven't even established bedrooms or any basic production, but that's okay, because I want to dig out giant fucking rooms for all of our stockpiles and excess growing, even though zero chance we'll ever need to do that. I'm a little disappointed, though, that we didn't find the right kind of clay. I was hoping, you know, hope beyond hope, that we'd find, like, fire clay, so we can make earthenware, is it stoneware or earthenware? One of the two. One of them requires glazing, which is a pain, because glaze is basically a giant waste when you can use tin and, you know, tin for other things, but if you find fire clay, you don't need to glaze it, and you can make pots and stuff out of it, although I suppose we can just use the sand and make glass pots and stuff. So we don't have to worry about using a whole bunch of wood. Alright, dig all that out. Okay, so that's all dug out now, blessings of all blessings. That's all dug out now. Let's dig into the cavern layer now. And just get that out of the done. So let's reveal. And let's get to digging, I suppose. Let's see. We want to do up, down. Okay, looks like there's a lot of random metals, which is good. So how far down we need to dig? Okay, that's actually pretty beneficial, so we can dig there. Alright, unreveal that. Oops. Have them dig down. Yay, discovered a cavern. Alright, let's build a wall. Let's build it out of granite. Good. Alright, let's keep digging. Alright, let's keep digging. And we obviously don't need to, because we already found the first layer, but might as well find all of them now. Save ourselves the headache. There's a lot of stone here. That'll probably be the right place to do. We're getting really lucky with the spawns. And what I mean by that is we're getting very lucky with the... Oh, you know what I just remembered? I didn't set all this stuff up. Now that I think about it. Alright, gather that. Claim other death items. Loom dyed thread. Use any cloth. Do not auto-collect webs. Everything else is fine. Okay. So we're actually getting kind of lucky, and what I mean by that is that we don't... Like, everywhere we're digging, like, our digging down is actually... Like, we're not digging above the cavern and digging, like, onto a plane that we have to then worry about, so I don't have to do a whole bunch of janky moving around. Let's see, up, downstairs. And let's go. Yes, the dramatic music. I'm not sure if this music is totally fitting. Again, we're getting really lucky. Alright. Okay. Okay, let's just keep digging, I guess. I want to find the lava layer, honestly. So as you can see, there's a whole lot of space. Whole lot of stuff on all of these floors. Oh wow. Okay. We could dig as far down as we wanted, but let's not do that. We could dig here. And then... Yeah, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to... unreveal. And let them dig down, and then we're going to channel next to it. And then we'll just build a floor there. Yes, found adamantium, despite the fact that we're never going to be able to get to this adamantium, probably. There it is. Okay. So, build the floor to keep the magma crabs out. Okay. And now that we're on floor... I honestly thought we'd have more than 70 floors. Considering I put 10 levels in between each level. But I guess we got little... Yeah, so there's obviously all of the plant life being grown. Now we need to get all our workshops done, but I'm going to do that next episode, because this one's running a little long. So next time, we're going to continue along with our... we're going to dig along with our Tombgallows playthrough. So, Civilization, the Still Pot. In the Bronze Land of the Plain of Denting. What interesting names. So that's episode 1 of Tombgallows. Guess we'll see what happens next time. See y'all later.